Hi guys, today we'll talk about content delivery networks and specifically what difference do they make. So first of all, what are content delivery networks? They are basically a systems of computers, distributed networks of many servers in many geographic regions that serve content requests based on user geographical location, meaning that the user or the client they are served by the server closest to them. It has many benefits. Obviously, one is performance is the most optimal way of handling requests, because the distance between user and the client and the server is the closest possible one. The other is obviously that we have many servers, which gives us the ability to handle more requests. But today our main question is what difference performance-wise does it really make as compared to having single server in one geographic location. So let's learn it. What we'll basically do is to have a few geographic regions, at least it's here. So Frankfurt in Germany, London in England, Toronto in Canada, and Sydney in Australia. And in each of those regions we'll have a droplet, which is virtual machine, with Nginx that will serve a few static assets. And then we'll have also test droplet in Frankfurt, and from it we run tests and make requests to machines in all of their regions to see what's the difference based solely on the distance between those machines. And to have an idea of what differences we are talking about, so first scenario will be Frankfurt to Frankfurt, which obviously is the best case scenario on the public internet as you can get, because the distance is the closest possible. So that would be the best case for content delivery network, because its main goal is to serve you requests from the server closest to you, and this is the closest possible, obviously. So we'll see how it performs there. We'll then have Frankfurt to London, which is a few hundred kilometers, as you can see. So still close, but obviously not as close as the single city. We'll also have Frankfurt to Toronto, which is a few thousand kilometers, so significantly further away. And the worst case, Frankfurt to Sydney, which is over 60,000 kilometers, so really a lot. So with that in mind, what we need to do, run the tests and the examples that I have prepared. We need to have Python to basically automate the creation of infrastructure. We use DigitalOcean as almost always. You can use something else, but then you would need to set up the virtual machines yourself. Then we'll need to have SSH key needed to access those virtual machines, to perform some automated tasks. We need to have domain, because we'll create subdomains for a machine in every region. We also have HTTPS certificates to make it more to make it more resemble more real world scenarios. We need to have DigitalOcean account to prepare all of that. We need to have Docker, because with Docker we have all of those applications, Nginx and load test in Docker, and Bash shell, and script should work on the Linux basically. So with that in mind, we basically can can start. Yeah, maybe before that I can show you what the static app that we'll be testing is all about. So if we go to static app, we have built and run locally script to run the local version of our app. So we can go to localhost, and that's what we will be running our requests against. So what we have is, let's refresh. We have HTML, CSS file, and one image, and we'll be doing lots of requests to those 3 endpoints and see what the results will be based on the distance between the data centers, as I said. Alright, so with that in mind, we can start. We just go to README. I have described all the steps. First we prepare infrastructure, and we build all applications, deploy them, and run tests. For tests, I just prepared the Java script. It is a single file in Java, and it will run 1000 requests for every test case, and with 50 per second frequency, 50 requests per second. Alright, so what do we need? We need to go to the scripts directory, basically, as said here, and we can start. So first is to init Python environment. We have one dependency to make HTTP requests. Then we need to activate it. Basically, we can check that dependencies are visible here. And right now we can prepare infrastructure. To do that, we need to have a DigitalOcean API key and SSH key fingerprint. So this you need to basically generate on your machine and upload to DigitalOcean, and this yours need to generate. But we will generate it right now. So if I go to my DigitalOcean account, for the SSH key, you just need to upload it like here. It looks like more or less like that. And right now I can export it as described in the README. So fingerprint and my SSH key fingerprint, which will give me access to created to droplets that we are about to create. And go to API, and we can generate tokens. They are basically needed to create droplets and a file droplets with a firewall automatically making HTTP requests, because I have automated that. We have one script that does it. So let's just have full access. I will revoke it after the video. So here I have it, and I just need to export it as environment variable. Here I have it, and let's prepare the infrastructure. Should take a few minutes. We basically will create 5 droplets, I believe. Yeah, static reference, test reference, static long, static tor. Yeah, so 4 static droplets for every region, as I described: Frankfurt, London, Toronto, and Sydney. And we have one test droplet in the Frankfurt region, region, and from this region, Frankfurt, we'll run tests to all the other regions and see the difference. Okay, so droplets are well created, and we wait for them to be active. They are. We've created firewalls. Alright, so we have them. We can validate that by going to the DigitalOcean UI and see that we indeed have 4 droplets, or 5 droplets here with IP addresses. So what we need to do right now is we create domains and HTTPS certificates, basically. So first, we have a config file with fake domain. So you need to change this to your values, so domain that you control. For our video, we'll use my domain because we not use this domain directly. It is a root domain. We create subdomains of it. So we have subdomains like static FRA, static 1, static SID, and so forth. And then binary igor.com for that example, and root domain in general. And here we also need to have email for the Let's Encrypt certificate, for the HTTPS certificates. It's required by Let's Encrypt. So change this to your value, basically, and then you need to go to your domain name provider and put this create 5 DNSA records. So we will right now do this, and you need to do this on your part if you want to follow. Alright guys, so I have created the DNSA records, and for these 5 domains, right now we can generate or set up HTTPS certificates. So what this script will do is create 4 HTTPS certificates. 4 because for test we don't need it. We just have domain to make running scripts easier. Because we will be doing request to only static droplets, which we have 4 of them. Yeah, so let's copy that and run it. Okay, creating thread for the first domain. Seems that doing that. It can take a while, a few seconds for every domain, and we have 4 of them. London is going right now. Yeah, let's wait. Okay guys, so it seems that threads are set up, so we can prepare, build and deploy our apps, which are static apps and a load test. So first let's build and package all static apps. If you do this for the first time for both of them, it can take a while because we need to get Nginx Docker image from the internet, which can take a while. And here we're building 4 images. They are basically the same, almost the same, but Nginx config is slightly different based on HTTPS path and the domain that Nginx is serving. You can check it out by going to this folder directory in the static app, and here for each region we have a folder, as you can see, and Nginx conf file will be used in the runtime, and as you can see, here is the domain name, and here as well. Yeah, the same is true for others. We should have four versions of this, 4 packages of this app. We also need to build and package load test. So let's do that. It's a single file Java app. And after that, we will deploy static apps, deploy load test, and then we'll be ready to run the tests and see results. Alright, so load test is also ready. So right now we basically can deploy static apps. So let's deploy them, and in the meantime we actually can let's check something out. So I can go to the terminal and run SSH deploy. So let's go to Frankfurt, for example, and our machine is identified by that domain. So if you go here, as you can see, static app there is already running. Yeah. So let's exit, and we are deploying it to the next regions. So let's just wait. Alright guys, so we have deployed the static apps. We can check them out by going to the browser. So here we have Toronto. As you can see already, it's not that performant, a few hundred milliseconds, and I'm in Poland obviously. And if you go to Frankfurt, which is closer to me, I can already see that there is a performance difference. But to make it objective, we need to run our tests. So let's deploy load tests right now. It works the same. The deployment, we are deploying packaged Docker images to our machine. We have made more detailed video about this approach, so I will link it in the description if you're interested. And let's wait for the deployment, and then we'll run tests. Fine. Alright, so load test is deployed, and right now we can run our tests, and we have 4 scenarios basically. So Frankfurt to London, Frankfurt to Toronto, and Frankfurt to Sydney. And as we can remember, or as we might remember, the difference between distances is quite significant between those data centers / servers. So let's run maybe the first case and see the results. Oh, doesn't work. Maybe do this. Yeah, and in this command we can have a hint from where we should get results. So let's write. Yeah, so the tests are running. We need to make 1000 requests, 50 requests per second, so about 20 seconds for every scenario. Alright, so it has finished. Here we have results. As you can see, pretty good results. The worst quest took 1.5 seconds. Yeah, 95 percentile, about half a second. Let's run them again, because the virtual machines, they might need to warm up a bit, so I would say that we should run all tests scenarios twice. So the tests are running again, Frankfurt to Frankfurt. Yeah, it was better this time, as you can see. So less than half a second and a little better max. But it's not about being very accurate. We just need to see differences, whether there are significant differences between various scenarios. So let's run Frankfurt to London right now. Okay, and it is available under different path, but actually we can also SSH to the to our test machine like that, and download test results, and here they are. So let's check out London. Right, so it's quite similar, to be honest. Interesting. Yeah, let's run it again. Because if you remember, we also had, half a second for 95th percentile, less than a second for 99th. Let's see London. Yeah, running. Still running. Yeah, pretty similar, but as we remember, the distance is only a few hundred kilometers. So let's run Frankfurt to Toronto. I would expect that the difference will be larger, since right now it is a few thousand kilometers distance, not a few hundred. But let's see. So we have Toronto. Tests are running. So let's wait. Oh yeah, so right now the difference, we can see the difference, almost a second, the worst case, almost second 95th percentile, in that previous cases it was less than half a second, but again, let's run it again. Let's see results once more. Yeah, let's just wait, and then we have Sydney also, and then we'll be able to compare all the results. Yeah, so significantly better this time. Really similar to London, which is interesting. So I would say let's run it for the third time. Yeah, so it was worth for the third time, as you can see, as almost 2 seconds, and yeah, a little over a second for 95th percentile, and the worst case over 2 seconds. Yeah, so there is a difference. Whether it's significant, it depends on your application, obviously. But so let's run the worst possible case. So Frankfurt to Sydney, we have to Toronto it was 6,000 kilometers, over 6,000 kilometers. Right now it's over 16,000, so significantly more. Let's see, should be the worst. The result should be the worst. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so they were yeah, over 2 seconds, 99th percentile, and again, let's run them again. Yeah, so running again, as you can see, they indeed are significantly worse. So here's the summary of the results. Yeah, so as you can see, there are differences. As we learned, there are differences between those regions, pretty significant. Whether it makes sense for you to use CDN or not, it depends on a few factors. Obviously, this is whether you have users from multiple regions. If you do, and they vary a lot, probably it makes sense. But also, if your app is not performance critical, these differences may be too small for you to care. As always, you need to assess on your own using your specific use case. Yeah, so I think that's it, guys. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the next one. Cheers!